This is before the cleaning, and we're going to check out how it looks after the cleaning. Look at that, guys. This is unbelievable. This is the other thing we want to clean. And if you look down in there, it's pretty nasty, okay? Look at that in here.
Ooh, there's something metal. I've never seen that.
Look how clean this got. Without any effort, really, other than, working on this for 2 days. The Heisenberg hack worked. That's something I can really recommend.
So, Christian, what's the plan for today?
What we want to do here is clean up our intake manifolds from a Land Rover Discovery Diesel Engine. Everybody knows that they contaminate really badly with oil and carbon deposit because of the EGR system. There are various different recipes in the internet on how to do that, and I didn't like any of them. Except one was from a German chemist. And somehow that's the one I'm gonna go for and see if it really works.
Let's do that. Hope you enjoy the video. Let me say something. Remember, we are working on a Discovery 3 TDV6 engine. Even though it's 17 years old, there is no need to replace these manifolds. They don't tend to crack like on the Discovery 4 engine.
Yeah, Vera is right. For all those commenting now that we should just put on new manifolds on a Land Rover Discovery 3 with the 2.7 liters, that is not necessary. They are not known to crack. The cracks only occur on the 3 liter with the sequential turbo setup. That thing develops enough boost to actually crack them over time. What I'm gonna do first is make a footprint of these so I know where the little standoff bolts go. When I put the engine later on back together, it is very annoying if you don't know where they went. So making a footprint looks like this. Very simple.
Yes, we did that on the SDV6 engine we built also, but I think we didn't show it.
So now I mark roughly here with a circle like this, and I say here long, okay? There's a long one, here, there's a long one, then I got 2 here in long, and then the regular ones get just a circle, yeah? So these are all regular ones. Now I can actually take these bolts out. What I can do is simply pull the gasket off, like this. Yeah, then these fall out.
Oh.
That was smart. These gotta come out also. SAE 5W dumbass oil filler cap gotta come off.
One of them actually has a smaller rubber. We have to search and look where it belonged.
Yeah, on the second cover, we know there's the one with the different O-ring. This one here. So I put a second circle around it, and I say here, long, small.
Okay.
So here I take the hose off here, this one.
Oh.
And then again, we'll take the old rubber gasket off, which will be replaced for sure.
Yeah, we already have the new one.
We'll free them off camera.
Don't break anything.
I don't know anything about chemistry, okay? I don't look like Walter White or anything. What we're gonna need is a container which is waterproof and plastic, not steel. See how this fits in here nicely? And now what I got is a chemical for clogged kitchen sinks. Kitchen sinks are clogged with grease. That's the different from your bathroom thing. And the magic ingredient, according to Heisenberg, is natrium hydroxide. This is a dangerous stuff, okay? If you get this into your eyes, you can get quickly blind. So I don't want to splash around and take a bath here. I want to be really careful, and I want to wear my safety glasses here. Now this is 500 grams, and what I'm gonna do now, and I'm doing this all live on camera. I never did this before. I'm gonna put this stuff in here.
Oh my God, it's gonna dissolve.
Okay?
Oh, it's smoking already. You all see his invisible mask you can get from Amazon?
Oh, that stuff really pulls in. Oh.
I don't smell anything here.
This was the first ingredient, okay? The second ingredient, this was 500 grams.
He cut out his mask. Didn't think about his little helper, me, who has to stand right next to him.
Well, you stand outside in the open where there is a nice breeze. So, now, can you hear me?
Yes.
So, this is apparently more dangerous than I thought. Now, the second important ingredient is laundry detergent. You need now 100 grams out of that. And the German chemist wrote, it's really important to have the exact amount, 100 grams, okay?
Yeah, but was he talking about powder detergent or liquid? I only have liquid detergent.
I didn't read it that carefully.
Oh, you should have.
I need precisely 100 grams.
Oh, okay.
This, okay? So this is 102 grams. All I gotta do is fill this up with water.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it does dissolve all the grease.
Now where it's submerged, the air's getting a little better here, okay?
Of course, I'm still standing.
You can see it will actually now attack that black stuff. So we're gonna get enough water in to have this here below the water level. Now what would be really good if we would have now a little pump and get it circulating around. We don't have that, so I'm gonna have you come in here every 10 minutes doing this.
Oh, it's gonna take a long time. Don't we want to use a brush?
It takes 4 hours.
What?
You don't want to get this stuff anywhere close to your eyes, okay? So don't do any splashing here. If you get it in your eyes, you have to flush your eyes immediately or you will lose your eyesight. It even says it on here, okay? Deadly if swallowed. Definitely don't want to have a Coke next to it and confuse the two. This is really it now. Now it's kind of waiting and that makes the video boring. Okay, I figured it out. See, we got to automate this motion. See how nicely it pushes the water in and out? If I do this, I can't do that 4 hours.
I think it's already clean, Christian.
No, it's not. It takes 4 hours, he wrote.
Yeah, maybe for a V10. Well, at least the laundry detergent makes it smell good.
That's true. Can you think about dinner now?
Yes, I will. He's gonna ruin our perfectly working, never been used garden pump.
We used this maybe 10 years ago the last time. So this is good for this guy Heisenberg what wrote that article in the internet. I don't know who that is. But he did look like Walter White.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. We're going to reconfigure this pump for our little experiment.
It says Christian mood on here.
And I got a piece of hose here.
I'm gonna stay far away. It's gonna splash. If you mess up my detergent, you're gonna have to buy me a new one today.
Into the corner. Oh, perfect.
What?
And this needs to be high up. This is gonna trigger it. Okay.
Oh, really? You're gonna hold it. I'm not gonna hold it.
No.
And your hose is outside. It needs to be inside.
Put that hose inside. I gotta get the full safety equipment on. I wonder if a guy named Heisenberg is actually qualified to write such an article and then, let normal people like me do that. We'll put this into the hole here. There we go. Okay.
What the hell? It actually works?
Ah,
Oh my God.
yeah. Now that's an Heisenberg hack. Because the mixture is exactly as written. 100 grams laundry detergent and 500 grams of this stuff. I'm gonna write the chemical formula from Heisenberg here into the video. Now we need some high-tech string up here and a tie wrap to fasten this hose because we don't want this hose to come loose and splash around and,
Yeah. So we got a long bungee cord.
What I don't like is that this is now above the fluid level here.
Yeah, I told you we need more fluid. The water is not moving. I think you...
Oh, careful. You're
What?
not entitled to touch this. You definitely see that the hose is pumping.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna set this down again into the water. I think I have to put a weight on here.
Oh my God.
Now let me start it again. If this would come loose here, it would be pretty bad, I have to say.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, it's pumping.
Now Now you can see we got this in an extremely safe container. I mean, even animals which walk by can't drink on it now anymore. So we're gonna let this run for about an hour and then we'll check it.
Okay. Hey, that looks like Australia.
Oh yeah, look at that. The intake manifold from a Discovery looks like Australia, you're right. The Canning stock route goes from here to here. And the Simpson Desert from here to here. So you basically take the road from this bolt to this bolt and you go through the Simpson Desert, I believe. So guys, we are about 1.5 hours into my Heisenberg experiment and it's making progress, okay? I had to inject the water directly into one of the ports, so I built this little setup here to hold it so it doesn't splash around and get everything black here. And it's definitely making progress. It smelts in here like in a laundry kitchen, okay? Remember, this stuff is extremely poisonous. I'm a little bit worried that I made it look like so easy in the beginning. I read the hazardous warnings on this bottle, and according to that, this could be used for terrorist attacks. The water is actually getting nice and warm from this pump, just like in the washing machine. I think that's helping overall, and that's also why it smells here so nicely, like we have fresh laundry. Now tomorrow I'm gonna do this side. I just gonna stick it into those 2 ports and let it run for another maybe 2 or 3 hours. I hope you're enjoying this so far. Remember, I could also make you watch this for 2 hours. This is the next thing we want to clean. Now I did take off the intake pressure sensor and also the butterfly valve here to make sure we don't have any electrical components. It's pretty nasty looking down there, okay? So let's see how that turns out. Are you already filming?
Yes.
Okay. I got both intake manifolds clean and I also have the butterfly manifold clean. Now it did take 4 hours per manifold and it only worked after I used my circulation pump. By just soaking the parts in this bath, it did not clean up the deposit. With the circulating pump it worked, but I had to make sure that the flow from the circulating pump was blowing by each of the areas. So every half hour or so I came down and I stuck my hose into different ports, and once I had them all through, including here, it became absolutely clean. And anybody who tried to clean that deposit off before with brake cleaner or anything or with a screwdriver knows how messy it is and how you cannot get it off even if there is the smallest amount of residue in there. Now I want to show you guys something. Okay, this is a clean paper. Look at that.
Yeah, that's really clean. Well, he would not let me clean that with a brush.
This water is now just the sink cleaner and the washing detergent in my precise mixture, what you saw in the beginning. By the way, what I would do different next time is first set up the solvent, the water, and then put the parts in. Remember, I put the sink cleaner over my plastic part? That was a bad idea because it got stuck in there and it did not want to come out. I had to scrape it out with a screwdriver. It did not dissolve.
Usually put in the water first and then the detergents.
Yes, and most likely you wouldn't need a respirator like I did, okay? I put the powder in first and then the water, and then I had that powder in the air. I'm showing you this Heisenberg hack so you can do it better and you see that the result is actually pretty good. And I go in there now like this. And it's clean, okay? It's completely clean. And the best thing is, this stuff is for free because your wife already got it at home. Just take it. For the other stuff, I paid $3.29 at Amazon. I actually bought 3 of those, okay? In case we ever have a clogged kitchen sink.
Yeah, but why didn't you do that on my Discovery 4 engine we built?
Because I just learned about that from surfing in the internet during lunch break.
Oh.
Okay, all kinds of videos and I watched them all for you guys, okay? Just to find out, actually the one I found wasn't a video. It was in a German discussion about cleaning intake manifolds on BMW engines. That's what I had to read in the service for you guys. Okay, I'm just so happy that this worked because so far we have not been able to get this clean.
Yes, and I'm so happy that I was No part of that.
Yeah, there are obstacles in the way. One obstacle was halfway down the road when this water got nice and hot, and it was a hot day before the storm, the pump died, and it just wouldn't run. So I took it apart, and the capacitor exploded on the inside here. See, this is a 4 microfarad capacitor, which makes a 3-phase motor run on single phase. This is how they're done on the inside. But I'm sure all of you guys have something like this on stock, just like I had it. And I was able to take this thing apart, which wasn't easy because it's all sealed, put the capacitor in, put it back together, and now it actually works again. So I'm all happy.
He never touched actually a bottle of laundry detergent.
No, that was the first time actually. I never bought it and I never touched it. But now this is part of my workshop, okay? Weißer Riese. I don't think we need to do this to our cylinder heads because I will take the valves out to clean them and replace the valve guide seals. And when I have that stuff apart, there is not much dirt in there left. This water, according to the German chemist, you can actually dispose of in the sink, but not in Germany. This is all chemicals what you put in the sink anyhow. It now contains soot. Soot is the same thing what you would have in your smokestack. And most smokestack trains in most countries are also connected to the regular sewer system. But my recommendation is dispose of it as it would be oil. Give it to your recycling center. That's what we're gonna do.
Perfect. Oh, don't let it overflow.
Yeah, there's now a time delay. Shut it off. So this goes to the recycling center. Look at that, guys. This is unbelievable. I'm gonna put a before and after picture right here. This is one. This is the other one here. Look at that in here.
Ooh, there's something metal. I've never seen that.
Look how clean this got. Without any effort, really, other than, working on this for 2 days. And you look down this way now.
Ooh.
It's really clean. So trust me, you would never be able to clean this with any kind of mechanical measures like putting rags or screwdrivers or anything in. The Heisenberg hack worked. That's something I can really recommend. I actually took the actuator motor off the butterfly valve before I dumped it in the chemicals. That's how smart I am.
Really? I wouldn't have thought that there's a motor on it.
Some people will now comment, that's called a throttle body. No, it's not, guys. We're talking about a diesel engine here. A diesel doesn't have a throttle body. On a diesel, the butterfly valve is there to make the exhaust gases enter the intake tract. So when your EGR valve is actually opening, you need to force those gases into the intake tract, and that's when the butterfly valve partially closes. Some other people will now say that the butterfly valve is actually used to stop a runaway diesel engine. Now that might be true for many engines, but there is no evidence that this function actually works in a Land Rover Discovery. I had people telling me that their engines ran away with functioning ECUs and it did not get stopped by this valve. If there is a runaway on a diesel engine, it would close and stop the air intake, and that would make the engine actually stall. Now some people will now think, why do diesel engines run away? Because they are self-igniting engines, they don't have any spark plugs. So as soon as they take in oil, they will run on that oil. So if you have some sort of an engine failure which makes oil get into the intake, the engine will run on that. And because it's an uncontrolled injection, then it will actually run away and destroy itself. This oil could come, for example, from a defect crankcase ventilation valve. I wish the guys from Land Rover would have remembered to program that in. I think in our 2006 they forgot to program that function. If you ever want to blank your EGR system on a Discovery, most people do take out the butterfly. Because if you don't take that out, the ECU could think that it actuates the EGR valves, and then it would close the butterfly valve, then your engine would be starved on air. So they take this out, and that eliminates the possibility to shut down a runaway anyhow.
The runaway engine stresses me now.
Because you didn't even know that term before.
No, I knew that term, but more on a tractor or on a, not on a Discovery.
Many people will say, okay, why don't you just get new valve covers or intake manifolds for the Discovery 3 engine? And the reason is that the OEM parts are much better quality than the aftermarket parts. And the 2.7 liter, so Vera's engine, is not known for cracking these at all.
And OEM, it's 270 euros a piece.
Now, if you do want to clean them on a 3 liter engine, the 3 liter is known to crack. So I think it would not be worthwhile going through that cleaning effort on a 3 liter with 270,000 kilometers. Even if it lasts that long, I mean, you have to find one first. Just go ahead and buy some OEMs from Land Rover and put them in.
Yeah.
Because replacing the intake manifolds in a Land Rover Discovery is quite a debacle to do it with the engine installed. I think that's it for this video, right?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this topic. We also want to thank our Patreons a lot for their support. And
we'll see you next Sunday.
I power washed these when I took them out of the bath. I just put them on the ground, used my power washer, and I rinsed them off top and bottom, because this fine dust, which is dissolved in the water, would otherwise be causing some residue film on here. So power wash your components when you're done.
Perfect.
Good. Check this out, guys. Our grocery store has a intake manifold cleaning department. I didn't know that. See, they got everything you need right here. This is where we dropped off all our oil. Excellent. You gonna drive now?